Life is unfair, but you can still win. Hello everyone, today I want to talk about a truth that many of us do not want to hear. Life is unfair. Yes, sometimes life gives opportunities to people who do not seem to deserve them. Sometimes good people suffer, while others appear to have everything. Sometimes you work hard and still fail. Sometimes you love deeply and still get hurt. Sometimes you have dreams, talent, and determination, but circumstances stand in your way. You may ask yourself, why me? Why did this happen to me? Why is my journey so difficult? Why do other people seem to have an easier life? But today, I want you to remember something important. Life may be unfair, but you can still win. Winning does not mean that life will become easy. Winning does not mean that you will never cry, never fail, or never face another problem. Winning means refusing to allow your circumstances to decide the value of your life. Your beginning does not have to determine your ending. Your pain does not have to become your identity. Your failures do not have to become your future. You can be hurt and still heal. You can fail and still succeed. You can lose everything and still rebuild. You can face an unfair life and still create a beautiful story. Every person listening to me today is carrying something. Maybe it is a disappointment. Maybe it is rejection. Maybe it is financial struggle. Maybe you lost someone you loved. Maybe you feel alone. Maybe you have tried again and again, but nothing seems to work. And perhaps you are tired of fighting, tired of waiting, tired of being strong. If that is you, I want you to take a deep breath and listen carefully. You do not need to have everything figured out today. You just need to refuse to give up. Life is not a competition where everyone starts from the same place. Some people begin with support. Others begin with struggle. Some people receive opportunities. Others have to create their own opportunities. Some people are born into comfortable circumstances, while others have to fight for every small step forward. That is the reality, and complaining about the unfairness of life will not always change it. But your response can change you. You may not control what happened to you, but you can control what you do next. You may not control the family you were born into. You may not control the mistakes of other people. You may not control every loss, rejection, or unexpected problem. But there is one thing that still belongs to you. Your choice. You can choose to stay down, or you can choose to rise. You can choose to remain bitter, or you can choose to grow. You can choose to focus only on what you lost, or you can choose to discover what you still have. And sometimes, that choice is where a new life begins. I am not saying that you should pretend your pain does not exist. Pain is real, struggle is real, disappointment is real. Sometimes you need to cry. Sometimes you need to rest. Sometimes you need time to heal. Being strong does not mean pretending that nothing hurts. Being strong means acknowledging that something hurts and still believing that your life can continue. There is a difference between being broken and being finished. You may feel broken today, but you are not finished. Your story is still being written. Think about a difficult chapter in your life. At that moment, perhaps you believed you would never survive it. Maybe you thought the pain would never end. Maybe you thought your life would never become normal again. But look at yourself. You are still here. You survived days that you once thought would destroy you. You made it through nights when your heart was heavy. You continued even when you did not know where the strength would come from. And that means there is more strength inside you than you realize. Sometimes we only discover our strength when life gives us no other choice. The strongest people are not always the people who had easy lives. Often, they are the people who faced difficult situations and decided that difficulty would not be the end of their story. Your struggles can teach you things that comfort never could. Struggle teaches patience. Failure teaches wisdom. Rejection teaches independence. Pain can teach compassion. And difficult experiences can help you discover strengths you never knew you had. But only if you allow yourself to learn. You can go through pain and become bitter, or you can go through pain and become wiser. The situation may be the same. The difference is in what you decide to do with it. Imagine two people facing the same storm. One person says, "This storm has destroyed everything." The other person says, "This storm is difficult, but I will learn how to survive it." The storm may not disappear immediately, but the second person begins looking for a way forward. That is what you must do with your life. Stop waiting for a perfect life before you decide to become strong. Stop waiting for every problem to disappear before you begin chasing your dreams. Stop believing that successful people never struggle. Every meaningful journey contains difficult moments. Behind confidence, there are often years of doubt. Behind success, there are often failures nobody saw. Behind a smile, there may be a story of survival. Do not compare your behind. The scene's struggle with someone else's highlight reel. Your journey is different. Your timing is different. Your challenges are different, and your success may look different too. You do not need to become someone else to have a meaningful life. You need to become the strongest and most honest version of yourself. One of the biggest mistakes we make is believing that our circumstances are permanent. When we are struggling, we think we will struggle forever. When we fail, we think we are failures. When someone rejects us, we think nobody will ever accept us. But feelings are not always facts. A difficult season is not a permanent identity. Just because you are struggling today does not mean you will struggle forever. Just because you failed once does not mean you will always fail. Just because someone could not see your value does not mean you have no value. Remember this, ***, a closed door does not mean that every door is closed. ***, sometimes rejection is simply redirection. Sometimes the opportunity you lost was not the opportunity meant for you. Sometimes life removes something because it is making space for something new. And sometimes you will only understand the meaning of your struggles after you have moved beyond them. That is why you must keep moving, even when the step is small, even when progress is slow, even when nobody is cheering for you. Keep moving. A small step forward is still a step forward. You do not have to change your entire life in one day. You do not have to become successful overnight. Start with one decision, wake up and try again, learn one new skill. Read one page, apply for one opportunity, make one phone call, take one step toward your goal. Success is often built through small actions repeated consistently. People see the final result, but they do not always see the thousands of small decisions that created it. They do not see the mornings when you did not feel motivated, but continued anyway. They do not see the failures that taught you how to improve. They do not see the sacrifices. They only see the result. So stop worrying about how fast other people are moving. Focus on your next step. Your journey is not about defeating everyone else. It is about becoming better than the person you were yesterday. Life may be unfair, but you do not have to become unfair to yourself. Do not punish yourself for mistakes you made when you knew less. Do not hate yourself because your journey is taking longer than expected. Do not give up on yourself simply because other people gave up on you. You are allowed to start again. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to outgrow the person you used to be. Your past is a place of learning, not a prison where you must live forever. Maybe you made bad decisions. Maybe you trusted the wrong people. Maybe you wasted time. Maybe you missed opportunities. Maybe you failed at something important. But the question is not ***, what should I have done? ***, the more important question is ***, what can I do now? ***, you cannot change yesterday. But you can learn from it. You cannot return to the past, but you can build a better future. Every new morning gives you another opportunity to choose differently. And sometimes, one decision can change the direction of your entire life. the decision to believe in yourself, the decision to stop accepting disrespect, the decision to learn, the decision to leave a harmful situation, the decision to begin again, the decision to keep going. Never underestimate the power of one brave decision. Maybe today is the day you stop asking life to be fair. Maybe today is the day you say, asterisk, asterisk, yes, this is difficult. Yes, I have been hurt. Yes, life has not always given me what I wanted, but I will not surrender. Asterisk, asterisk, that is power. Not pretending that everything is perfect, not denying your struggles, but standing in the middle of an imperfect life and saying, asterisk, asterisk, I will continue. Asterisk, asterisk, there will be people who misunderstand you. There will be people who doubt you. There will be people who judge your decisions without understanding your story. Do not waste your entire life trying to convince everyone to understand you. Not everyone will, and that is okay. You do not need permission from everyone to live your life. You do not need universal approval to chase your dreams. You do not need everyone to believe in you before you begin believing in yourself. Sometimes you must become your own support system. You must learn to encourage yourself. You must learn to stand alone when necessary. You must learn to celebrate small victories. You must learn to speak kindly to yourself when life becomes difficult. The relationship you have with yourself matters. If you constantly tell yourself that you are weak, you will begin to believe it. If you constantly focus on everything that is wrong with you, you will forget everything that is right with you. So change the conversation happening inside your mind. Instead of saying, I cannot do this, say, I will learn. Instead of saying, I am a failure, say, I failed, but I can improve. Instead of saying, my life is over, say, this chapter is difficult, but my story continues. Your words matter. The way you speak to yourself matters. Your mind listens to you. Feed it hope. Feed it courage. Feed it discipline. And most importantly, feed it the truth that your current circumstances are not the final definition of who you are. There will be moments when you want to quit. Maybe you will be exhausted. Maybe progress will seem invisible. Maybe you will wonder whether all your effort is worth it. In those moments, remember why you started. Remember the version of yourself that dreamed of a better life. Remember the pain you promised yourself you would overcome. Remember the people you want to inspire. And remember that quitting may end the struggle temporarily, but it can also end the possibility of discovering what you were capable of becoming. You do not know what is waiting for you on the other side of persistence. Maybe one more attempt will teach you something important. Maybe one more conversation will create an opportunity. Maybe one more year of discipline will completely transform your life. You simply do not know. That is why you must continue, not blindly, but with faith in your ability to learn, adapt, and grow. Life is unpredictable. You can lose things you thought would always be there. Plans can change, people can change. Opportunities can disappear, but you can learn how to adapt. Flexibility is strength. Sometimes winning does not mean holding on to the original plan. Sometimes winning means having the courage to create a new plan. Perhaps the dream you had at 20 is not the dream you have today. That does not mean you failed. It means you grew. Do not be afraid to change direction. Do not be afraid to begin again. Starting over is not always a sign of weakness. Sometimes it is proof that you are brave enough to choose a new future. And please remember this, you do not have to be perfect to make progress. Perfection is one of the greatest excuses for procrastination. We tell ourselves that we will begin when we are ready, when we have more money, when we have more confidence, when we have more time, when we know exactly what to do. But the truth is, you may never feel completely ready. Confidence often comes asterisk asterisk after asterisk asterisk action, not before it. You become confident by doing difficult things. You become stronger by surviving difficult seasons. You become wiser by learning from mistakes. So begin before you feel ready. Take the step while your hands are shaking. Speak even when your voice is nervous. Apply even when you fear rejection. Try even when success is not guaranteed. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is deciding that your future matters more than your fear. Life may knock you down, but you still have the choice to stand up. Maybe not immediately. Maybe you need time. Maybe you need help. Maybe you need to heal. There is no shame in that. Asking for help does not make you weak. Resting does not make you lazy. Healing does not make you selfish. Take the time you need, but do not build a permanent home inside your pain. Visit the darkness if you must, learn from it, heal in it, but eventually find your way back toward the light. Because there is still life waiting for you, there are still experiences you have not had, people you have not met, places you have not seen, dreams you have not yet discovered. Do not let one painful chapter convince you that the entire book is bad. Turn the page, your next chapter may surprise you, and as you move forward, learn to appreciate the small things. Gratitude does not mean ignoring your problems. It means recognizing that problems are not the only thing in your life. Maybe you still have a dream, maybe you still have time, maybe you still have the ability to learn. Maybe you still have someone who cares about you. Maybe you still have another chance. Sometimes we become so focused on what is missing that we forget what remains. Look around. There may be more hope in your life than you realize. A small opportunity can become something bigger. A small habit can change your future. A small act of courage can create a new beginning. Never underestimate small beginnings. Every great story begins somewhere. Every successful person was once a beginner. Every expert was once inexperienced. Every confident speaker once had a nervous first moment. Every strong person once faced a challenge they did not know how to handle. You are allowed to be a beginner. You are allowed to learn slowly. You are allowed to make mistakes. Just do not allow embarrassment to stop your growth. The people who laugh at you for trying may never understand the courage it takes to begin. But their opinion does not build your future. Your actions do. Your discipline does. Your willingness to continue does. So focus less on being impressive and more on being consistent. You do not need to announce every goal. You do not need to explain every decision. Work quietly, learn continuously, improve consistently, and let your growth speak for itself. There will always be reasons to give up. There will always be obstacles. There will always be someone who says it cannot be done. If you wait for a life without difficulties, you may wait forever. Instead, become the kind of person who can face difficulties. Build your mind, build your skills, build your character, build your discipline, because success is not only about reaching a destination. It is also about becoming the person capable of handling what you prayed for. Perhaps you want success. But are you prepared for responsibility? Perhaps you want recognition. But are you prepared for criticism? Perhaps you want a better life. But are you prepared to make different choices? Growth requires change. And change is often uncomfortable. You may have to leave old habits behind. You may have to stop spending time with people who constantly pull you down. You may have to disappoint others to remain loyal to your own future. That can be difficult, but your life belongs to you. Do not sacrifice your future simply to make everyone else comfortable. Respect people, love people. Be kind, but do not abandon yourself. You deserve to discover your potential. You deserve to chase meaningful goals. You deserve to build a life that feels honest and fulfilling, and no matter how unfair life has been to you, remember that your future is still waiting for your participation. Do not become only a spectator in your own life. Participate. Take responsibility for what you can control. Learn what you need to learn, improve what you can improve, accept what you cannot change, and then move forward. There is freedom in accepting reality. When you stop fighting the fact that something happened, you can begin deciding what to do about it. Acceptance is not surrender. Acceptance is the beginning of action. You say, "This happened. It hurts. I wish it had been different. But now, what will I do?" That question can change everything. What will you do now? Will you spend the next year wishing the past had been different? Or will you use the next year to create something new? Will you allow rejection to destroy your confidence? Or will you use it as motivation to become stronger? Will you let failure become your identity? Or will you let it become your teacher? The choice belongs to you. And yes, sometimes you will choose incorrectly. That is part of being human. But you can learn, you can adjust, you can try again. Your life is not destroyed by one wrong decision. Your future is not canceled by one failure. Keep giving yourself permission to grow. One day, you may look back at the difficult moments of your life and realize that they taught you something important. Maybe the rejection protected you from the wrong path. Maybe the failure taught you discipline. Maybe the difficult season introduced you to your own strength. Maybe the pain made you more compassionate toward others. We do not always understand the meaning of our struggles while we are living through them. But we can choose to make them meaningful. Your scars can become reminders, not reminders that you are weak, but reminders that you survived. You have survived every difficult day that has brought you to this moment. And if you have done it before, you can find a way to do it again, maybe differently, maybe slowly, maybe with help, but you can continue. So today, I want you to stop measuring your life only by the things you have lost. Start looking at the things you have overcome. Look at how far you have come. Look at what you have learned. Look at the strength you have built. You are not the same person you were a year ago. Life has taught you. Experience has shaped you. Challenges have tested you, and you are still here. That matters, you matter. Your dreams matter, your future matters. Do not allow temporary pain to make a permanent decision about your life. Do not allow one bad experience to convince you that nothing good will ever happen again. Keep your heart open to new possibilities. Keep learning, keep growing, keep believing, and when life becomes unfair again, and it probably will, do not ask only, why is this happening to me? Also ask, what can this teach me? How can I grow through this? What is my next step? You may not always find an immediate answer, but asking these questions moves you from helplessness toward action. Remember, you do not have to control everything to move forward. You only have to control the next step, and then the next one, and then another. That is how mountains are climbed. One step at a time, that is how dreams become reality. One action at a time, that is how broken hearts heal. One day at a time, that is how a difficult life becomes a meaningful story. One brave decision at a time. So if you are listening to this and life feels unfair right now, I want you to remember, you are allowed to be tired. But do not give up. You are allowed to cry, but do not lose hope. You are allowed to rest, but do not stop dreaming. You are allowed to feel afraid, but do not let fear make every decision for you. You are stronger than the moment you are currently living in. Your present situation is not your final destination. There is more ahead of you, more to learn, more to experience, more to become. The world may not always give you what you deserve, but you can still give yourself effort. You can still give yourself discipline. You can still give yourself another chance. And sometimes that is where your victory begins. Do not wait for life to become fair before you decide to live fully. Live now, learn now, love now. Try now, begin now, take your pain and turn it into purpose. Take your fear and turn it into courage. Take your failure and turn it into wisdom. Take your struggle and turn it into strength. Because life may be unfair, but your response can be powerful. And one day, the things that once made you feel weak may become part of the story that inspires someone else. One day, someone may look at your journey and realize that they can survive too, so do not give up. Your story is not over. This chapter is not the final chapter. There are pages ahead that you have not read yet. There are opportunities you have not discovered. There is strength inside you that you have not fully explored. Stand up, take a breath. Wipe your tears if you need to, and take one more step. You do not need to run. You do not need to have all the answers. Just take the next step. Because life may be unfair, asterisk asterisk, but you can still win. Asterisk asterisk, and if you believe that your struggles can become your strength, then make a promise to yourself today. Asterisk asterisk, I will not give up on my life. Asterisk asterisk, no matter how difficult the journey becomes, I will learn, I will grow, I will rise again, I will keep moving forward. Because my circumstances may challenge me, but they will not define me. My past may teach me, but it will not imprison me. My pain may change me, but it will not destroy me. And no matter how unfair life becomes, asterisk asterisk, I will still find a way to win. Asterisk asterisk.